I think she's got a lot to prove as well. You've seen the interviews recently and seen how difficult a time that was, and I appreciate that because you have to remember that from Molly McCann's perspective, her career really just took off seemingly overnight. It went 0 to 100. She's been grinding for many years, and then all of a sudden she goes from working in Subway to being one of the biggest franchise stars in the UFC. And that's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of media. It's a lot of eyeballs. It's a lot of attention. And it's a lot of expectation on you. So to come out and have that loss and to deal with that Erin Blanchfield loss, and it was a loss which you have to stop and look at because it was so dominant, and you're going to get that from someone that's so skilled like Erin Blanchfield. But she really went away, and she's worked very, very hard, I've seen in her camp, just paying close attention to what she's been doing. So it's safe to say she's made every preparation necessary to come out.
I wouldn't expect anything less
make
from
a
her.
big comeback. Obviously, UFC London, this is where she cuts her teeth in terms of the UFC and where she does big things. But I think it would be unfair for me to mention Nathaniel Wood's success outside of the cage and not mention Molly McCann, because once again, in terms of fighters, in terms of understanding branding, understanding opportunities and understanding leverage, a lot of fighters can take a lot of inspiration from someone like Molly McCann. And when you have a look at what she's doing outside of the cage, and not only in terms of maximizing her revenue streams, but also in terms of charitable things and time she spends in the community and giving back, and the way that she uses her platform to leverage other people's stories and other people's exposure is really, really impressive. And recently she just opened a restaurant in Liverpool called Polpetta, which translates into meatball in Italian. And she's made an Italian restaurant with a close friend, and they've put out food now where they make meatball subs and pasta dishes. That's brilliant. Some really, really nice food. And I'm super excited to go down there and film a Food Fighters episode with her.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I've spoke to her multiple times. I'm going to go up there and get that set up for sure. I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm going to go up there. But
I'd be down to help you out with that if you wanted.
I appreciate that for sure.
In any way.
We'll get a project sorted. That'll be fun. We'll go up there and we'll record that, because I know that you know your way around a camera. So I'm always more than happy to get you involved if you ever want to tag along with things like that. But yeah, just to touch on that. Apologies. Yeah, just touching on that. Yeah, with Molly McCann, what she's done in terms of using her brand and leveraging that to get the most opportunity and maximize that is really important for fighters to understand how to use the spotlight and how to use it to open different business ventures and how to get more spotlight onto different areas of your life and bring more attention and brand deals and things like this. Because that fame, that notoriety, the spotlight, it doesn't last forever. And you have to maximize it when the lights are bright. And I think Molly McCann is doing a fantastic job of doing that, both personally and for others around her, which I think is really, really exceptional. And she's got a lot of people in her gym as well that are... No, you're good. I'll just finish on this. She's got a lot of people in her gym as well who are on the come up now. And we're seeing even Luke Riley that we'll see at Cage Warriors next week. So
I will say it's refreshing that she is... again, you talked about how she maximizes her revenue streams. She does that very well, and I agree. And I also say she is such a rarity in the sense that she's one of the few fighters that is so honest and open about her struggles, because it's a side of not just in MMA, but just in sport in general, competitively at the top. It's the mental game is so challenging.
That's all of it, right?
And that's not. Yeah. I mean, and that's nothing new. Everybody knows that, but it's rare you get fighters who will openly speak about the ins and outs of those issues and those struggles in the camps, those hard nights, the sleepless ones, and the bad days in training. It's everyone has them, and she's so open and honest about that. And I really love the way she talks about mental health. I don't know if you've seen the BT film. I don't know. Have you seen that? There was a film that BT did on her just before her fight in London, where she got that the elbow KO. It was just after she beat Cachoeira, I think it was. Oh no, it wasn't Cachoeira. It was the one after that. I think I can't remember who it was specifically. But she had to win that fight, and she did that, and she put herself not just she didn't put on just a good performance inside the cage, but she had the bit of showmanship as well. Got a lot of eyes on her from that, and that sort of gave her a good platform to build off of. And then obviously the the elbow at
True.
London completely like sent her into space on the hype train, if you know what I'm saying.
And that's
yeah,
that's what. No, it's
very
just I was
exciting.
going to say that was a good point that you made, because again, once you have the spotlight on you, it's another thing to be able to deliver. And I think that Molly McCann done that very well, because when all the chips were down and when all the pressure was on her, she needed a win to basically revive her UFC career entirely. She goes on that UFC London card, gets one of the most spectacular finishes in women's MMA ever. I think gets one of only 4 finishes like that in women's MMA. No, that was one of only 5 knockouts in that weight
Oh,
class.
mate.
And the first spinning elbow. And then she does it twice. So to
You were
maximise the
there, right,
limelight.
as well?
Yeah, I was there. It
Oh,
was.
mate, the sound, wasn't it? It was
I
unbelievable.
caught it
Oh,
all
my
live on
word.
my camera. It was actually insane. I caught it all live. It's on my YouTube. It was absolute insanity. It just
I remember
erupted.
literally, we were just sitting there. We were like, not like right next. We weren't like cage side or anything, but we had fairly decent seats. And I just remember the sound. We had the perfect angle at it, level of it, and I just saw that. And as soon as that connection hit, I just went ballistic with my mates. It was, that night, man. What a great night that was. What an event to go to.